Hi, this is Donna. Welcome to DD Paper Crafts. Today we're going to be making this shaped box. Apologies, I have used mirrored cardstock, so there will occasionally be a glare, but I'll try and keep it to a minimum. It has this really lovely top to it, which just simply slots together, and then we'll just open like so. This box is 3 inches high. It's 3 3/4 inches across at the base and 2 3/4 inches across at the top. Each of the pieces are made independently, so it is actually a good way of using up some of your larger scrap pieces of cardstock if you have them. It does come together quickly, so let's get started. We'll start with the sides of the box, and for a box my size you'll need 4 pieces, which are 3.5 by 4 1/4. Along the 3.5 inch side, score at 1/2 inch. Rotate. The 1/2 inch section is at the top, and score at 1/2 inch down to the 1/2 inch score line. Rotate 180 degrees, so the 1/2 inch section is now at the bottom, and make a pencil mark at 1/2 inch and then 3 1/4 inches. So you'll do that 4 times. Take your stylus and ruler, and we're going to score from the right hand pencil mark on the top edge down to the top of this vertical score line at the bottom, and you'll do that on all 4 pieces. Once you've done your scoring, we're going to cut our pieces into shape. So you might want to use your scissors, guillotine, trimmer, whichever is your preferred method. We're going to cut from the left hand pencil mark down to the end of the score line here, and then we're going to cut away 1/2 inch away from the score line that we've made on the right hand side. So we'll start with this one here. I'm going to turn it around, line the end of this score line up with my cutting track, rotate the piece until the pencil mark's in line with the cutting track, and trim that away like so. And then I'm going to line my score line up with the 1/2 inch mark on my trimmer and trim like so. This side here is creating our glue tab. You'll do that 4 times and you'll end up with a piece that looks like this. And then we can fold and burnish along the score lines. Now you can see I'm using mirrored cardstock, and one of the things that I like about this box is it's really simple in design. You can make the most of it by using pattern cardstock, and then you don't have to add any additional paper onto the sides and just add a few embellishments. So it's simple but effective. So we're now going to cut our glue tabs into shape. I'll take a wedge from this end to start with, and then I'm going to cut diagonally up to the intersection of the score lines, rotate and trim that to that side. So I've cut away that bottom corner, and then I'm just going to shape the top. And then we're going to add tape or glue onto each of the long glue tabs and join up our 4 pieces like so. And you can see I've already added 3 of these together. Line up the bottom score lines as you're joining, because you can always trim the top if you need to. That's our 4 sides. So we can now add our tape onto this last glue tab and join up our piece. That's the main element of our box done. For the base, I have a piece which is 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 inches, and that's just going to stick on the bottom like so. And then finally for the lid, if you're resizing this, you'll need to cut 4 circles where the diameter is equal to or just under the length of the top. So in my instance, I had 4 circles which were just under 2 3/4 inches in diameter, like so. I then put the piece in my scoreboard and scored down the middle, so you can see the score line. I'm going to fold that over and burnish the score line, and then trim down approximately 1/2 inch away from the score line. You don't need to measure it, it's just to create a glue tab to secure the element into the top of the box. So I have 4 pieces like this, and we're now going to stick those in the top of the box like so. What I am going to do, because I'm using a white core cardstock, I'm just going to go around the top edge with a gold marker so that you don't get the stark white. And now we can add tape or adhesive to each of our elements, and we're going to stick those in the top of the box. So that's our lid in place, and then the sides, I'm going to do it at this angle because obviously I appreciate this is going to glare. I'm going to fold over like so. So we've got this one coming in, this one then comes over the top, this one comes over the top of there, and this one is going to come over the top of this side and then under this side. So that's going to come in like so, and then the box slots together, and that is now ready for decoration. So a very simple but effective box, quick to put together, make it any size you need and use up your scraps of cardstock. So that is now ready just for some additional embellishment, and that's good to go. So there we have today's project. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing to the channel, and until next time, thanks for watching.